Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Halftime with Bizzy podcast. Episode 92, absolute banger. We have Coolio, the head coach of FUT Esports. Very prominent start to the 2026 season, the first season. It's just an absolute pleasure to have him on today to talk about everything that's been going on. Qualifying for the Cologne Major in Stage 2 as practically a brand new team to many people anyways. Really cool stuff today. I got the utmost respect for them, and to be able to have a one-on-one conversation and pick the brain of Coolio, who has been a huge part in helping lead this team to such incredible success in such a short amount of time, and it was an absolute pleasure. If you guys are new to the podcast, we do episodes every single Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and in 1 week from now, we will be in Texas for the Blast Rivals tournament, and I'm very excited that I will be interviewing probably some players from FUT, but also any other team that's attending there. I have the privilege of interviewing their players, so very much so looking forward to that as well. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you look forward to seeing some exclusive content in that regard, and definitely drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below and show some love in the comments to the boys, man. They deserve it. But with all that being said, we are going to jump right into things today, so we will catch you guys on the outro. Enjoy this awesome conversation with Coolio. Well, dude, thank you very much for taking the time, especially, just after practice to, let me use some of your time for this podcast. I'm excited.
I like to do this stuff, so it's not a problem.
So, first and foremost, tell me how it's been, you guys have had a little bit of a break between tournaments. Obviously, Rio just ended, and before Rio, Bucharest was incredibly successful. How are you guys feeling, like, as a team? Everybody's probably super stoked, right?
Yeah, we are feeling really good. We had 1 week break because in this year we had kind of no breaks and it was a lot of tournaments. So we had 2 weeks right now. So we just decided to take 1 week off, and then we have 1 week of practice, and then we fly to Dallas. So it's good. Like, I think we are improving event by event, and then it was good to win this tournament. It gave us confidence, I think, before the major and before these 2 events also. And also it's good to have the break with success, like it would felt like it was already said before the event that we're going to have this 1 week off, like even if we lose, but because like we're going to have to stay in the US for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had this 1 week. So it's good to go for some break when you are winning, and you can feel proud and you can feel that you deserve this break.
For sure. And it's the whole thing with FUT in general is, like, you guys have just propelled yourself to, you're number 4 in the world right now for VRS. Like, that's an incredible achievement. The strides you guys have been making since the beginning of the year, especially, have just been incredible. But the thing that I get curious about is, like, the breaks are important, but at the same time, when you're like, do you guys ever feel like you need to be playing more and more and more because, like, you don't want to get rusty, or do you guys need the break and then you're looking forward to coming back rather than like, you guys don't want to get burnt out, right?
Yeah, I think we are trying to be smart with that, because like I see many teams are playing, and if you are losing, you are just forcing yourself to play more. But I really like this idea from Vitality, but like I was always trying to focus on it, so it's kind of not that we steal from them, but after I heard they are doing it also, like it just confirmed that it makes sense to focus on having proper breaks, but this break should be like well spent time. So if you take break, it's not good to just sit at home and do face it and some stupid stuff. So for example, I went for a kind of vacation with my girlfriend, so it's just a rest, like I could turn off my brain. But like, for example, like it sounds maybe weird, but when we were practicing before this Bucharest, we had 2 weeks like full of practice. And I mean, we had some days off between, only 1 day, but when you have 1 day off between practice, you can't really reset, it's kind of nothing. Like
Yeah.
you can't feel the hunger again, so it just kind of waste of day. But the practice wasn't that good in the end. Like we played too much. Everyone was kind of lost the motivation, even though we are young and we are grinding. But if you just play 8-10 hours per day, then you can lose the motivation a bit, and you can't take that serious the practice, because I mean you are there to improve, but sometimes it's boring. You play versus lower ranked teams sometimes. Many times some of the teams are trolling, like they don't practice, they are just playing, running around without any idea. So basically you don't learn anything. And we felt really shit, kinda. And then before Bucharest, we take 2 or 3 days off. Maybe it sounds weird, but we took the risk because I told them, like, we just waste the time. Like, we don't have good practice. We are kinda frustrated. We are tilt. And then we just decided to take 2 or 3 days off. So when we went to Bucharest, like everyone could recharge. We had the motivation, and it's good. Like when you feel that you want to play, you want to enjoy it, then you will perform better. So yeah, this is something we are focusing a lot.
For sure, and it's like it's the weird middle ground to try to find, I could imagine. Like, if you play too much, you could get burnt out and, the expectations might be high, and it's just kinda like it's just a part of the mental battle of things, I guess, and, with your guys' situation of what you've done this year alone, I mean, I couldn't imagine, like, for you guys to be able to keep it together and now lift your first ever Tier 1 trophy as an organization and individually as well. And you're going to be playing in stage 2 of a major coming up for your first ever major, except for Lonks because he's already played like the RMRs for Rio. But in general, like I just it's incredible, man. I salute all of you guys for what you've accomplished so far. It's really amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's good. Like we are grinding for it for a long time, like with since Navi Junior, and it seems like it's working. But I think we have a good group. Like we kind of respect each other. It's easy to move on. Like it's easy to fix mistakes. Like everyone has the trust, the respect. So we don't really have these egos like in other teams, because we are grinding together from the beginning. So nothing changed. Like Long joined, and it was kind of like a new chance for him. So he's also without ego. Like he respect everyone. He listen. So it's easy to work here, and I think it's huge part of the success, because whatever I say, whatever any player say, like we can easily find a solution, and like we just accept it. So if someone do a mistake, we highlight it. He's not coming to complain that, but like I could do. It's unlucky. So we don't have these egos, and I think it's help a lot.
Absolutely. And one thing I get curious about too is like, I'm curious from your point of view as the coach that's leading your team, through this success. Um, like, could you kind of break down by event to event kind of how your guys' mentality and your outlook towards events have been, and like obviously like you guys are in the moment seeing your success, and even though you've only made 2 playoffs and winning one of them, which is huge, you guys have still made like shockwaves in the community. So while you're playing these events, like what are you guys do you guys have to take a step back and go like, holy shit, like we're doing something really impressive right here? Do you guys have to like ground yourself at all?
I mean, maybe it sounds weird, but I always thought in my career, like even as when I was a player, that it's kind of hard to get into this level, but you can do damage there. Like you can see right now, since there is VRS, like in this smaller lands, like smaller teams are able to beat better teams, because it's not like the difference between teams are huge. Like everyone can shoot, kind of course, some teams has better firepower, some teams has less, but I think overall the level is same. I think there are many tools how to improve. There are a lot of podcasts. People are trying to learn from it. So in the same time, everyone has kind of a good vision. It's all about how you can build a team and stuff like that. But yeah, like when we got the chance to play these events, like when Navi Junior project got sold to FUT, like we kind of knew that we can show that, but it was all about the question about LANs, like how we gonna perform at LAN, because we kind of never played, so it was a new thing. And our first LAN was really bad back then. But after we make it to Krakow, it was like a really good opportunity to show that what we are capable. And yeah, of course, like mentally, it's a bit hard to go there and say that you are an upcoming team, you have nothing to lose, and you can play without the pressure. But like you want to prove that you are good, right? So obviously the players, me, like we are feeling some type of pressure still because you want to prove, and you don't really have chance. Like the chance is coming, but you have to use it good. So we wanted to do really good in Krakow. Otherwise, maybe we are out of this invite zone again, and then we don't have any chance, and we have to grind this tier 2, 3 LANs and online tournaments, which is so hard. Like this is something really hard. So yeah, we went to Krakow. We lost the first game, I think, versus 3D Max, and then after we won 2 in the lower bracket. But yeah, like we knew that we can do damage because we were practicing a lot versus these teams, and it was just you have to do it in LAN and official. And I think we got also some motivation because we could see each other, we could hype each other, we had a good energy because of the scream and stuff. But everything was so new, to be honest. Like when we played Krakow, like we just get used to the stage, we just get used to each other. Like Longs and Jukes were screaming so much. Like we had to do this high five after the round. So we had many discussions. So this is something also we are focusing. Like after Krakow, we had a talk, and I say to them that the scream is good. We get so much motivation, energy with that, but also we need to focus on not doing it too much, because it happened that we were screaming and we lost like 2-3 seconds of the freeze time and we couldn't focus. Also with the high five, like it happened that I was like in the beginning I was doing it every time. Like I went around and then I did it to everyone, but I realized that sometimes we lose some focus because the players has to focus on doing high five with me. So we decided to not do it anymore. That's
Okay.
why I'm not do it. I don't know. I'm trying to focus on everything. So if it affects us in just 1 second, you lose. I think it's better to skip it. So sometimes I do with 3 players. Sometimes I just don't do it. So it's about that. But yeah, like I think players, also me, my assistant coach, like we are just learning into the system, like into these events. So whenever we played a next one, like after Krakow, we went to Cluj, like we were already better because we understand how to prepare, how to make the schedule better, like about the scream, about this high five, like it was also better. We understand the timings much better, when to scream, when to stop, like how much energy we want to lose with that and stuff like that. And yeah, we beat Aurora there. It was a close game versus Furia where we could have won. Same versus Mouse, we should have won. So we saw the improvement, but I think because we played more, we got experience. And for example, the communication in these type of LANs were a bit chaotic compared to practice, because you want to win, you want to do everything, and people are coming up with ideas more. They are screaming, like if you get entries, people start over screaming, like do this, and we have like so much plan. But right now in Bucharest, like we managed to control that. Like to be honest, it never happened that somebody over scream each other. Like we got an entry, we got a double entry, and the team speak was full calm. And like, even for me, it was a bit of surprise. Like I told them, guys, I don't know what you did, but it's so good. Like we improved a lot with that. Like finally we are playing how we want to play, and they were able to use it good. And yeah, so I think it's all about the experience. And in the beginning, like me, I was kind of, I don't know if it's the right word, but underestimate this experience a bit. But like I can see that players just learn it by themselves, kind of like everyone is better, like outside of the server and inside of the server too, because we just understand what is good, what is wrong for the team, and we are able to fix it so quick. And I think because they are so young, me included, like we are able to fix and learn faster compared to old people. I guess it's the new generation. We just don't want to take any rounds like unserious, so if we play, we want to do everything we can. So it's like we don't want to slow down or relax a bit, and just because we are like many times in the beginning of the year we lost so many games from like even versus Mouse it was 12-3. Like we let them come back. I don't know which games kind of it was, but we were having hard times with closing games. So you have to keep up the focus every time, even if it's fully co. But of course, it's not easy. Like that's the hardest part in this game, because every moment you need to think. Even if you are dead, like you need to talk. Like that talk also so important. So yeah, we are like we are trying to focus, of course, to have a good energy level, and then yeah, I think Longs is one of the big part of it, who is trying to cheer up the mood. But like you could see in his interview, like sometimes he has like hard game, and then he can also lose that hype, and he can get into his head, and it's not that good. So obviously we are not perfect yet. We are trying to work on it, but it's like just better event by event, and that's why I think we can do always better results, kind of.
For sure. And what can you say about the like, he seems like longs everybody that like, all of the interviews that were being said, like, for such young kids, like, I even think of when I was younger, I was we are all a little bit goofy and stuff, but all of these guys seem incredibly wise. They seem like they got great heads on their shoulders. They seem like way too mature for their age. Do you think their, like, maturity and professionalism in that regard just kinda adds another layer to the team on why you guys are succeeding and having such a great run so far in the first season of the year?
I mean, inside in the team, it's a bit different, to be honest, how it looks outside maybe, but like obviously, like as I said, I think we have a really good group, but like when we are just only us and not the social media, we are a bit different, obviously. Like
For sure.
we have sometimes more fun. We take something like a bit unserious, which I'm trying to focus on, but of course, like in everyone heads, it's like we want to achieve something big, like whoever is playing in this team wants to show that he is one of the best in this position, and then they are trying to do everything. But like for me as a coach, sometimes I have hard times, like someone is not enough serious, sometimes it's go above the limit. But yeah, like I think overall everyone is trying his best, and but for me, like what I feel like why we are so good and why we are functioning as a team, it's as I said previously, like we really respect each other, and this is something like rare to find in other team. Like for me and for us, it's kind of default because we are together since the beginning, but not long. But he just joined to this group, and if everyone is doing that, he will also do that. But like if it's a review, if it's a practice, if it's a discussion, if I say something like, Cemetery, you are doing this so bad, you should stop it, he will not say to me, like, okay, but I saw that I can. He will just say, okay, I agree, I fix it, and this is something you can't really find in other teams from what I heard. But it's so good to have that, because even if our vision is not the best sometimes, but we are on the same page always, it makes you win rounds. Like,
Yeah.
for example, if you are contacting through a smoke as a 5, and everyone trusts in that, and everyone knows why we do it, you can win. But if you do it and the others don't trust and they want to do something else, you can't win. So I think our biggest strength is that everyone respect each other. Like, but it's not only me. Like if Krabani say that we will do that, or you did this shit mistake, like people not gonna complain. Like they say, okay, agree, go on, I fix it, and it's so easy to improve because you are not wasting time to show examples why you did this, why you did that, and there are no like arguments, kind of like everyone just take it really good and then we just go.
Okay, for sure. And I wanted to highlight a little bit more on the whole playoff experience as well. Obviously, EPL in March, this was your first time playing a playoff in a tier one event. And then you guys would obviously go on to Bucharest, play in the playoffs, and eventually lift the trophy, as we already know that. But I just want to know a little bit about the whole experience of playing in the playoff and how different that is to the group stage, especially the first time. And then when just the next couple weeks after that you go and play in another one, which you guys would lift the trophy. Like, how does that whole aspect, like, how do you guys view that aspect?
Like first in Stockholm, like it was something new because we played in a stage. It was like a really small stage, but I think everyone really enjoyed. Like we kind of understand that we have some fans there, and this was something new, and we didn't really know how to handle that, because we didn't have any experience with that. And like when we beat Mouse, like people were kind of jumping in front of our booth, and they were saying like, "Let's go, food," screaming, and like we didn't know how to react. Kind of like in paper you go there, do some photos, some signs, but it was shocking, like it was first time experience, and it felt amazing. Like we were talking about it, that we had no idea what to do at the current moment. And after we played versus Navi, you could hear during the game people are screaming like, "Let's go foot," and I mean I can hear it better from a coach because like this headset is good, but I don't have in-ear, so many times I can hear the crowd, but anyway I can't use the info because I can't talk during the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels so good when people are cheering for you and screaming, asking for a photo, asking for a sign, and like you have to get used to this because like I don't know, half year ago we were nobody talked about us, they don't know who we are, and now they are coming to take photo, coming to take a sign, so it's something good, and you really want to experience it as much as you can. So I think I can say that everyone is kind of trying to enjoy all the events and use it as a gift, kind of, because we can travel around the world, we can see new people. I can say in the community, everyone supporting us. It's really hard to, I mean, it's really rare to see some bad comments, which is feels so good. People are saying we are doing so good. It's the next best team, and we get so much support. So we like that. But about the experience to play there, like, mm, to be honest, in game you don't really feel much difference because it was like a small arena, and you didn't really have the voice chat during the game because fans are getting crazy or something. So the communication was same. I think when you are playing, you are kind of aiming on the monitor. You are not really focusing on the crowd. Maybe after the round, but overall it was, I would say, similar. And in Bucharest, it was like no crowd at all. So basically, you felt you are playing at home. It was like really weird, to be honest, because we won the trophy, and like of course we were super happy, like everyone wanted to win, but like after, when you had to leave the trophy, it was just a weird feeling that no one is there. Like it was like you played the practice at home and you just won, and okay, so it was a bit weird. But like the real test is coming now, like in Fort Worth, there is gonna be arena. I think it's a big one. And
Hmm.
then after in Atlanta, same. So if we make it there, we can experience the real crowd, and I think it's gonna be different. Of course, people will maybe shake a little bit because the stage can like shake when people start screaming, and at the major it's gonna be amazing if we make it to the playoff because like Cologne Arena is the best and the
Oh yeah.
biggest one. So we will see later. But like right now, I wouldn't say that I can tell you the difference between studio or home. It's kind of really similar, It's chill to play from there.
Okay. And just to touch a little bit more on the major, because I know a lot of people are definitely interested in hearing about this for you guys. the only person on the team with major experience, even though it's not very deeply rooted, it was just from the RMR, was Laux when he was in the Rio 2022 major for the RMR. You know, a tier 1 event is big, but the major is the major, especially with the Cologne major, like being in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike and everything. There's a lot of different layers on how important this major is for you and just in general, like for FUT, sorry, I mean, and just in general. So, with how you guys have been succeeding so far this year, how do you prepare for playing in your guys' first major? And how do you view that differently than, let's say, everything that you've done so far this year? Without giving away
Yeah,
any secrets, because I know you guys have like your
no,
secrets and stuff.
it's I don't think there is much secret about it, but I think what we are trying to do is to, I don't know if it's the right word, but stay on the ground, like we want to be in the reality. And like obviously we were top 3 at VRS, but like realistically you are not a top 3 team. Like we wouldn't say that because we just win this Bucharest and there were not so many good teams like from the best. But like I think this Blast event, what we're gonna play, will be a good indicator, if I can call like that, to see the level we are, because we're gonna face Vitality at the first game. So it's a real test, kinda. I think Vitality will be in the, like if we can beat Vitality, I think this is the right timing for us because we won an event. They won the Grand Slam. Maybe they stay in the US because the event starts in like 7 days or something. So I don't think they fly home. Maybe they take some vacation there, and maybe because they achieved the Grand Slam and it's a group stage game, first game, maybe they will, of course, they will take it serious, but the focus can drop down a little bit after you are succeeding. And for sure, they don't put the highest effort into this event. Maybe they come without practice or something, so it can break them. But overall, I think this Blast and this IM event will give us a better picture where we are right now. Like we can kind of put ourselves into top 10, top 8 in the world or something. And then after that, we will go to major and we will have a good vision about ourselves. And then we can set up some expectations. But I would say stage 3 would be minimum. Like we want to be at stage 3. I think with the results we have and with the players and stuff we have, I think we should be at stage 3, but because major stage 2 is starting with best of ones, you never know. So if you have a bad day at first day and you go 0-2, then it can be tough to make it. So it's a bit difficult to say something. But obviously, at the beginning of the year, the goal was to make it to the major, right? Like there was no goal to make it to playoff. There was no goal to win it. Like it would be tough to say that we have to win the major. Like I think I would be like unrealistic and it would be so high expectations. So I always try to be like realistic. I think in Blast we should make it to the playoffs. So it's all about winning only one game. So even if we lose to Vitality, if we win the next one, we are in the playoffs. So it would be like the minimum expectation. But like because we start with Vitality, making our chances a bit lower. Like G2 and Astra is also not the worst team. Like they can have a good day and it's not easy to beat them. So everything can happen. So yeah, like we are trying to approach events with like realistic expectations, and after we reach, like it's just the bonus, that you just play, and that's how we approach the things. And about FUT, like they are supporting us with everything. So but it's good to have this. So for example, in maybe other organizations, they wouldn't allow you to have 3 days off before an event, but here I could do it. So, and you can see it was working. So they have the trust in us. We also like them so much. So yeah, but for them, it's already a good result that we make it to the major. So I think the goal, what we set in the beginning of the year, is already done. So we are
Yeah.
just playing above the limits.
And I feel like it's when you start putting an expectation like, okay, we have to win rivals. Okay, we have to win a Ston. Okay, we have to lift the major trophy. I feel like that's when things could kind of make anybody crumble, really. I mean, not just anybody on the team specifically, but just in general. Like, with like you guys have already proven yourselves. If you don't lift the major trophy, it's not like you guys are on fraud watch or something. You know what I mean? Like you guys
Yeah.
have already exceeded plenty of expectations. So it sounds good that things between you guys and the organization are going good, and you seem like you're in a very healthy situation with the team. And the realistic approach is very, very good to hear too.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot. But obviously, like everyone is thinking about it in himself. So for like obviously we go to major and we want to win. Like it's not like okay, if we go stage 3 we will be happy. No, like obviously we want to do our best and we want to win. But it's this is something I learned, that if you put high expectation and if you fail, you feel so bad. But if you put expectation to make it like the realistic one, and you do it in the end, like after, if you think back, like you will say okay, like I set a goal and I achieved. So like you just go slowly, and
Sure.
that's what we are doing in this year, and I think it's helping. So like we had a talk after this Bucharest where I say that like we won an event but it doesn't change anything. We have to grind, we have to do even harder work because we have to keep up this level and we have to improve. So because we won this event, it's kind of nothing, like you still have to grind. We are far away from vitality, and obviously that's the goal in the end, to beat the best team in the world.
For sure. And this is an interesting angle that I wanted to shoot at you. Um, I personally I couldn't see it, but I figure you'd be an appropriate person to ask. Um, I've seen some things online about like, oh, look at Jugs. Jugs is doing great. I could see X team poaching him and buying him after the major or something like that. Or, oh, I think Krebeni is an awesome IGL. Like people keep saying, I keep seeing people like pick out individuals from Foot and saying like, oh, I could see this team poaching them. What are your thoughts on that, if you can speak on it at all? Because I just thought that was incredibly interesting to think about.
I think it's a hard topic, to be honest. Like we are talking about it in the team, but it's not easy to leave that team, kinda. Like even though vitality is coming for you, I think it's a easy decision to make. But any other roster, like Falcons, Mouse, Spirit, Navi, I don't think it's easy to leave because we have our structure. We play how we like to play. We build it kind of together. So everyone in his comfort zone, right? Like, as I said, if someone is telling the other that you do this bad, he will say, okay, let's fix it. And it's so easy to move on. Everyone has the rights. We have so many plays. People can do it. We are playing the style we like to play, like Robin can calling in his comfort zone. Everyone can play in his comfort zone. But if you go to Navi, where is more like, I wouldn't say that more structured, because we are also really structured, even though it looks like we are aggressive running and shooting, but there is so much structure behind it, and everything we do is like prepared kinda, and we know what we're gonna do. So it's not like we are just playing face it, running around and shooting because we have so much aim. It's not that. Maybe it looks like that, but it's not that. So, but the style we are playing and the decisions we are making, it's different compared to other teams. So, for example, let's say Krabani, yes, he's insane in game leader. Like Juke's insane anchor, but everyone like in his position is really good. Like obviously you wanna take these players for sure. Like if you are a better team and you need to improve somehow, you want to take someone from our team. But if you put them into the roster, it's not gonna be same as here, because
Yeah.
let's say Juke's joining to Navi, he has to play in a different um, tempo. There are different reactions. Maybe it's more limited plays compared to us. So I would say it's hard to leave the team because we are improving, we are good friends, and it's working and you are enjoying it. But if you go to other team, you don't know what to expect. There are more egos. Let's say Kraben is joining to FaZe, and there are players who had major trophy, mm, Grand Slam. So maybe if you tell him that, bro, what are you doing? He will say some excuses or he will explain it. So it's maybe not that easy to work with guys like that. And it's same for me. If I would get a chance to coach other teams, mm, it's not that easy to say just, yeah, of course, it's better org, better team, let's go. Because here everything is how I like it, and it's so good. Like everyone is in the comfort zone, and this is something hard to leave. So if somebody is going to leave the team, I would say it's gonna be because of some financial stuff. If they get some crazy offer, or maybe he wants to get out of the comfort zone, it can happen. Like maybe after some point, also it can be boring to be in the comfort zone. Like you want to get some new challenges and you want to try it. It can happen. Or maybe you want to play with your idols, like who you looked up previously, or some big organization you were dreaming about to play in. So yeah, it's a tricky situation.
Yeah, I don't know, like, you gotta take everything you see online with a grain of salt. I mean, people say whatever the hell they want these days, but I just thought it was interesting, and it's obviously you guys are still young as a team, and you've come such a long way in such a short time, and to even think about players leaving Foot and going to other teams, it's kind of a heartbreaker. So I mean, I just hope that we see you guys stick together, and we keep seeing more success and you guys build with each other, because it's been great so far. I would hate to see it break up.
Yeah, I wish the same. Like I wish that we can play together until it's going to be like really bad and something change, and we just need to make some changes because it's not working anymore. But yeah, I feel like we have so much potential. Like we are improving so quick and we are on the same page. So, and it's a good to be part of this group, like when we are traveling to some event, like we enjoy the time we spend together. And this is important also because we are traveling so much. This is also new for us. Like I was more outside of Hungary than I was inside in this year. This is something new, so it's good to spend time with friends and not just colleagues, and here we have that. But you never know what's going to happen after the major. We will see. It's hard to answer that.
Fingers crossed. But
Yeah.
next week is a special week. We're going to be seeing you guys at Blast Rivals in Texas, like we were talking about. Believe this your first time in North America, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Is
It's
there
worse.
Okay, so is there anything that you're looking forward to experiencing, whether it's inside or outside of the server?
I mean, personally, I really enjoy to travel. As I said previously, I'm coming from a small village from Hungary. So when I start this career, like I would never think about traveling around the world. And like I'm just 25, but I already visit so many nice places in this world. So I'm happy and proud of it. It's really hard to get it without CS. But to go to the US, it's like, I don't know. I'm just curious if we have also some fans there, like if they're gonna cheer for us to come to take some photos. Like it's a different style, like different culture. So I'm just excited about it. Like I have kind of so many expectations, so impressions, like what can happen there, how is the life going. I'm just curious to see. And in the end, like we just really want to show a good result. And as I said, we want to make it to the arena because I know that people there are really enjoying watching the game and cheering hard. So it would be so good to play in front of them. And maybe because we have so many good comments from HLTV, from Twitter, maybe we're gonna have some base who is cheering for us, and we just want to experience that if it's possible. I think that's it.
Okay, for sure. I will say one place you guys have to go to is it's called Bucky's. It's a gas station, but it's insane. Like they have you guys just have to go to it. I'll send you like what it looks like and everything. You guys would probably freak out. I'm from Canada. We don't have it here, but when I went there, I freaked out. So I could only imagine being from Europe and seeing that. You guys you'd love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, like I can say that after the blast, we're gonna stay in. I think we will fly to Atlanta and we will stay there. So we're gonna have some times to walk around or check the city. So probably we will try to find some time to visit some good places to like understand the culture a little bit. So yeah.
For sure. So yeah, that's all we got to say for today's episode. I'd like to just, pass the microphone over to the guests to close out the episode. So is there anything that you want people to know before we see you there?
Yeah, I think I just go with the basic, like we really appreciate the support we get, and we hope that we will see some support also in Texas and Atlanta after. So yeah, we are just excited about it, and whoever is supporting already, thank you so much, because I think it means a lot for me especially, but also for the players, because even if you are not replying, we can see it, we get the notifications, and it's so good when you get the good mm, message, like they are cheering for us or writing some good words. So thank you very much for it.
Alrighty, guys, that does it for today. And again, incredible, just incredible getting to talk to Coolio and hear a little bit more insight behind what's been going on at FUT Esports. I got a tremendous amount of respect for the whole organization, everybody involved with their CS2 team. Been absolutely incredible to see practically a brand new team just propel themselves to such a high level, ranked number 4 for VRS as we speak right now. And I just think that's absolutely incredible. So massive love to FUT, massive love to Coolio, everybody on the squad. Man, I'm in the corner, and you should be too. That is going to be everything for today, though, guys. We will catch you guys next week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely turn the notification bell on because we have Mateos from Focus joining us next week. Till next time.